My name is Trey Outerbridge. I'm a second year kinesiology student at the University of Toronto. I have here my friend Mr. Burgess, who's a second year York University student, and I will be asking him a few questions about physical education.
How are you doing today?
I can't complain, dog. It's one day at a time. You know how it is.
Yeah. All right. So, how often would you say you're physically active in a week?
I want to say, as of late, because I've been participating in this little dance program, I'm actually active like almost daily.
Okay.
But that's like cardio. On top of that, I try to do like my own sort of regimen. Like in the mornings, I might do a little upper body and core exercise.
Why do you exercise personally?
Personally, I exercise because it feels good to be in shape. Like it's health is wealth, and I like to keep myself fairly wealthy in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know personally, I find it hard to leave the house to go work out, especially when it's cold. So, what drives you forward to get out the house, to get brave that weather, to go work out?
Truthfully, for myself, I mean, there's a few things that incentivize it for me. Like for one, I definitely find that like if I don't exercise, and you could probably relate, bro. Like if I don't exercise, I get stressed. You feel me? Like if I don't get enough activity in, I often catch myself agitated. Like the course load gets to be too much, so it's a lot. Yeah, like it's a lot more easy to navigate stress.
Do you find that the temperature outside, compared to living in Bermuda, it's harder to stay active and stay active longer?
Definitely, I definitely would say that I do, because for one, well, see the benefit that I have just because of how like my living arrangement is right now. Like I have a gym that's really close. Like I don't have to go outside to get to it because it's in the building that I live in. But even deeper than that, like if I feel like I can't make it to the gym, I might just do like my push up, my core exercise in my room.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously at home, like the climate conditions are a lot easier on someone who wants to exercise. So it's a lot, like it feels a lot better. Well, when you're out here, it's a lot harder to stay active because it's just the inconvenience of breathing the cold.
Do you find, like, since you're living on campus, do you find there's any, like, say, social barriers or anything that prevents you from being active, or do you feel that personally yourself you overcome anything and just work out whenever you want?
I would say the main barrier, truthfully, would probably be like just being busy.
Yeah.
Like there's schoolwork, and on top of that, there's the social life, and in the social life, just the late nights and drinking. And I don't personally smoke, but I'm sure if someone did, like it takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like it's a lot more difficult to maintain that activity once you get into the habit of being inactive, and especially with like your health being deteriorated by certain things.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you're part of a dance program, and I'm assuming that there's a bunch of people within who also take part in that. And you mentioned you used to play basketball, which is a team sport. So, how do you believe that like cooperative/team games and activities in sports affects your experiences with physical activity?
I mean, for myself, I find just working in a team environment, it not only motivates me to do better, seeing others do better, but like that support, like if I hit a dance move nicely, then I get like gassed up. When people are like, yeah, that's stand up, whatever. So like that just pushes me to do more. Like that's a huge motivational, I guess, source.
Okay, so then contrast that. How do you feel about like solo events?
Well, for one, personally, I prefer. Well, I have a preference for the solo activities. Like just with like boxing specifically, because that is one of my sources of activity. Like I find like with myself, the main thing that like helps me get better is whenever I see progress. Recording of a sparring session in early July, and I take one at the end of August. Like just seeing how I move better or how I respond to a hit, like that's a huge driving force for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like it's just recognizing my own progress is a lot easier, I find, when it's a solo sport.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your time. That's all. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Reflecting on the conversation I had with Mr. Burgess, he believed that his social life and being busy with school was his biggest barrier to being physically active. And based on this, I would design an exercise intervention that is focused on body weight mechanics and exercise that don't require equipment so that he doesn't have to feel tied down to a gym or to a certain area to do this exercise. He can do it whenever and wherever he wants. He also mentioned that his experience in boxing and recording before and after videos is his greatest source of motivation. Knowing this, I would design an exercise program that's more individual based so he doesn't have to worry about other people's input or competing against others. Lastly, I would use more competition based scenarios to help improve his physical literacy because, as stated previously, his before and after videos help improve the affective side. He's already very highly motivated, but more competition will help him. It'll force him to critically think about the aspects of the movement patterns required for specific exercises, and it'll help him increase his understanding.